Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to the first international conference of genomics of beneficial microbes at NIGAB, NARC, Islamabad, Pakistan. Topic of my discussion is whole genome variant calling analysis, whole genome variant calling at Linux. So in this pipeline, I will explain you what is Linux, what is variant calling analysis. I mean, that is very renowned pipeline in bioinformatics. And the third one is our whole genome. So definitely we can have a different type of genomes. It might be human genome, animal genomes, microbes, or the plant, whatever you have. So this pipeline is mostly applicable to every sort of organisms. So this is a generic and the general pipeline that normally we perform to have the idea of the different variations, mutations, SNPs in one genome as compared to other one. So this is today's topic, and I will explain you the description of the pipelines, what are the different steps, and then at the end of my talk, I will give you a little bit the view how we work in a Linux operating system, especially the command line interface. So let me introduce myself first. My name is Dr. Rashid Saif. I am founder and director research diagnostics at Decode Genomics, which is a private research training and diagnostic center at Lahore. My teaching engagements are with the Noor International University, Lahore, Pakistan, and Cnate College for Women, Lahore. So let's come to our topic. So I will share first of all my handwritten pipeline and what are the different steps involved in this variant calling pipeline. So this is the pipeline actually. So you people are mostly related with the microbes. So I have one of the pipeline in which I have sequence of the coronavirus from Pakistan, and there is the reference genome from the Wuhan strain from China. So this is the pipeline. Actually, this is called whole genome variant calling pipeline. Definitely, we have the FASTQ files. So these FASTQ files are those files we firstly obtain from any of the sequencing platform. So especially the Illumina platform. So whole genome sequencing. So we have a SARS coronavirus FASTQ1, that is a forward file, a forward read, and this is the reverse read. So whenever you are going to have the NGS files, so this is the first step. So make sure I will give you a complete 5 to 6 steps in this pipeline. So make sure that you will gain something from this talk, and at least you should remember these 5 to 6 points. So number one is always in this pipeline, that is the first step, that is called trimming. Sometimes the quality checks is the first step, but sometimes the trimming is the first step. So I will go for the trimming, that is the first step here, and then you have to do your quality checks. Okay, for beginners, we will say that the quality checks of your FASTQ files is the first step. So first step is your quality checks of your NGS FASTQ files. Number two is a trimming. Number two is a trimming. So trimming mean that whatever you have in your that is not up to the mark, the calls or the sequences that are not up to the mark. So we have to trim those marks, those nucleotides from our sequence files. So that is the second step. And third step is definitely is indexing of your reference genome. Sometimes indexing and mapping is considered to be a third step. So we will do the indexing and then mapping. So mapping is actually that you are going to align your targeted whole genome sequence of a microbe with your reference. So this is called mapping. Sometime we also called it alignment. So mostly you people will be familiar with this word of the alignment, as we do it with NCBI BLAST to sequence software tools. So this is the same that we called it mapping here. So this is the third step, and the fourth step is your variant calling analysis. Actually, so first three steps are the preparatory steps, and then we are going to actually doing the step number 4, that is called variant calling step, and then at the end we will go for the last step, that is called annotation. So this is a complete pipeline, the major 5 steps of the variant calling pipeline. So let's explain these steps one by one. So we have a first step like trimming. So trimming means that whatever the files you are having from your sequencing platforms, that has a say forward read and the reverse read. So there are little bit smaller steps as well. Like these are the 5 major steps, but sometime हम इसको अपना थोड़े कुछ छोटे steps भी होते हैं जो कि एक बड़ा step करने के लिए ज़रूरत होती है, जिनकी इस वजह से हम उनको भी perform करते हैं. So इसी तरीके से ये पहला जो step है इसमें है that is a concatenate data sets. So we have a forward FASTQ1 and the FASTQ2 reads, and we have to concatenate. We have to combine these 2 files. So after that step, uh, we perform the trimming. As I have already told you, that trimming is that we have to prune our sequences, those who are not up to the mark and not up to the quality which we call normally Phred score. So those variants, those nucleotides, those sequences, those who are not up to that score, up to the set score, so we will trim that data. So that step is called trimming, and in this pipeline there are many software you can perform trimming with those softwares and the tools. So I used here is a FastP. So if you look into this whole pipeline, these are the number of these are the name of on the right side of the arrow, these are the name of the step, and this is the pipeline syntax, whatever you have to written the command on the Linux CLI. So here is a trimming step, and here is a command, and these are the software we are going to use. So for trimming we normally use Trimmatic and FastP sometimes. So there are many other software as well, but you must remember at least 1 to 2 softwares for the trimming. So after the trimming step, definitely on the Linux you want to have the required softwares. So first you have to install the FastP software, and this is the actual command that you will run on your Linux CLI, and how this step will be performed. So these are the input files. The right side of the arrow is having a name of the step and name of the software, and on the left side of the arrow you will find normally the command that we actually run on our CLI. So after concatenating these 2 files, we will get concatenating, and then we will perform the you can say this trimming step. And after trimming we will get 3 files. One is FastP JSON file, and then one will be the HTML file, and then definitely there will be a trimmed FastQ file. So these are the name that I use for my files. So you can use whatever the file name you are convenient with. So but these are definitely, this is the file name, but the extension .json, extension .html, so these are the by default extensions that you will have 3 files after this step. So after this step, here is the JSON file. With this JSON file you will perform the quality checks. Quality checks mean that whatever the quality of your nucleotide, whatever received from your sequencing platform. So, so this is the JSON file, and on this JSON file we will perform the quality checks that what type. So there are different parameters that we have to select, and then we will go through the whole pipeline with those I mean with those FASTQ files. So we will perform at the end, after the description of this whole pipeline, we will perform this step, this quality check, and this quality check step will be performed with the multi-QC software. This is a multi-QC software. Definitely we will install it, and then we will perform our quality checks with multi-QC. Sometimes we also use FastQC. FastQC, that is another software that is also used for the same step. So for installing quality checks, for installing multi-QC for quality checks, we will first install the Python, because this software run on a Python commands. So then we will perform this syntax for the actual running, for the actual job running for the multi-QC step. So this is the step we will perform at the end. Then we have an HTML file, and then we have a trimmed FASTQ file. So this trimmed FASTQ file will go further downstream. So in the third step, as I have already told you, because there is a 5 steps, but there are some little steps that is also required for the bigger step. So here, like the trimmed file. So trimmed file is that file that we obtain from this step. So after the trimming file, we will map it with the human genome. So here, definitely we are comparing our one coronavirus strain with another strain, and this strain that is a reference genome, that is Wuhan strain. And here is one of the strain that I use, that is reported in Glasgow, UK. So that's why I'm saying it a SARS UK trimmed FASTQ file. So you can also choose whatever the files you have, like you can compare it your Pakistani coronavirus with any of the reference from, for example, the Wuhan strain. So I'm using Glasgow UK's strain. So first of all, this is an extra step. So first of all, we will map our this trimmed file with the human reference. This is an extra step in which we are interested that definitely if we are comparing, if we are mapping coronavirus with a human, so definitely there will be a no mapping. There will be a no, the ideal situation that there should be no mapping, there should be no alignment in these two genomes. So in that case, we will be confirmed that whatever the unmapped reads, when we are mapping, when we are aligning coronavirus with the human genome sequence, those who are unmapped with the human genome, that will be our coronavirus. I mean, that will be an extra step, and we will be more confident that we have selected the right sequences, and definitely there is no alignment with the human genome. Now the next step, that we will have SARS human BAM file, and then we will extract the unmapped reads from this BAM file. So this is called filtered unmapped reads. So we are interested that the sequences separate those sequences, those who are not aligned with the human. So there are one step that is extra in this pipeline. Sometimes we call it GATK4. This is the variant calling pipeline. So there are different versions of the variant calling pipeline. So this pipeline is called normally GATK4 pipeline, Genome Analysis Toolkit 4. So Genome Analysis Toolkit is one of the very renowned variant calling pipeline. So I'm performing that one. So the next step is that I am going to extract the unmapped sequences, and this step will be performed with the SAM tools. SAM tool is a software, is a tool that we will first install on the CLI Linux, and then we will perform this syntax, this command, to obtain the unmapped map reads. So these are the SARS unmapped BAM files. Now the next step, that is also a very you can say sub step within a bigger step, so in which we will separate unmapped FASTQ1 and FASTQ2 files. So this is a step where we are interested to separate those two files, as we have concatenated before that. First we concatenated these two files, and now we are separating these files over here. So we obtained SARS, whatever the name you have, FASTQ1 plus FASTQ2 files. So now these files are ready to map with our reference, with our reference coronavirus genome. So in this pipeline we have this reference genome that is from the Wuhan strain. That was the first genome was sequenced in Wuhan in China. So definitely we are interested at what are the different mutations and variations in Glasgow strain, in Pakistani strain as compared to the Wuhan strain. So जिस तरह हम कहते हैं कि ये जी 4 म्यूटेशन निकली हैं, 5 म्यूटेशन है, 20 म्यूटेशन है, आजकल आपने देखा होगा कि वो ओमिक्रॉन जो है, वो जो ओमिक्रॉन स्ट्रेन आई है उसमें कहा जाता है कि 32 म्यूटेशंस हैं. सो वो म्यूटेशंस कैसे पता चली, वो यही पाइपलाइन रन करके. सो आप वो देख सकते हैं कि जो पाकिस्तान की फर्स्ट किया स्ट्रेन है, अगर उसको अब इस वक्त if we want to see that what are the different variants now at present in Pakistani coronavirus as compared to the Wuhan strain, तो आप इस तरीके से उसको देख सकते हैं. और ये सारी पाइपलाइन करके कुछ हमारे ग्रुप का एक रिसर्च पेपर भी पब्लिश है, वो भी आप देख सकते हैं, जिसपे हमने ये सारी पाइपलाइन रन की हुई है. एंड ओके जी, ये वो स्टेप है. अगर आप मेरे कर्सर की तरफ देखें तो यहाँ पर हम एक टूल यूज कर रहे हैं जिसका नाम है Bowtie 2. So this is the tool, this is the software that we are going to use for mapping our unmapped FASTQ file 1 and FASTQ file 2 with reference genome of the Wuhan. So previously we used mapping with the human genome, and that was done with the BWA-MEM, Burroughs-Wheeler Aligner. So these are the softwares that you have to install in your computer, and sometimes we run it on our laptops, on our personal computers, but you may also run on supercomputers, what we call high performance computing clusters. So after this step, we will have the BAM file, the binary alignment maps. So these are the files that are the mapped files. So we have alignment of our subject sequence of the coronavirus, that is SARS UK Glasgow genome, and we obtained this file after mapping with the Wuhan strain. So this is called the mapping step. And then there are two smaller steps that is also very important, and then we will have a variant calling step. So before variant calling, we have one step that is called add or replace read groups, and then we have that will be done with this tool, this software that is called pcard tool. And then we will have SARS BAM add or remove read group, this file. And then we have a sorting step, and this step will also be performed with the pcard tool. One of the tool that I missed, that was a SAM tools here. So anyhow, these are the different tools that you are required to successfully run your variant calling pipeline on the whole genome sequence. So after sorting and add or remove read groups, actually this is a step that is a very not too much important, but sometimes we obtain a file that have much more information, and we are only interested that we want to go with the first column, the second column, the third column, but we are not interested in a fifth, sixth, or seventh column. So in this way, you are going to manipulate. You are going to expect you want only this information out of a bigger file. So that is the step that is called add or remove read groups, and then sorting step, and then a mark duplicate step. So these are the three steps that you are going to perform before the variant calling. That is a major step. So mark duplicate step is that step in which actually there are different duplicate sequences, those who are sequenced while your library preparation in the whole genome sequence. So in that case, we are not interested in the duplicate sequences. So we want to mark the duplicate sequences so that the software will not perform the subsequent analysis of those sequences. So that is the step in which we are just marking the duplicate steps. So after that step, we will obtain a dedupe file, that will be definitely a BAM file, and then an index file. So that is a BAI file. So you will obtain BAM file and the BAI file, and whatever the name you have given over there, that will appear in your computer with that name. So then there is a variant calling step. So this is actually the variant calling step. So all these steps are actually the preparatory steps. So that's why this pipeline is called a variant calling at Linux. So definitely we have a whole genome of the coronavirus, and we are going to call the mutations against the Wuhan strain. And this step is called this pipeline is called variant calling. Like we are interested what are the different mutations on what location that are present in our subject strain as compared to the reference genome. So that step is a major step, and that is performed with the help of GATK Mutect 2. So this is another software that is called Mutect 2. So this is a variant caller sometimes. So there are many other variant caller as well, like naive variant caller, Mutect 2. Similarly, if I remember, so there are many variant callers. So you can perform the variant calling step with those softwares. So after that, you will obtain these three files: dot ref, dot, and dot stats. So when you perform a single job, single step, there might be chances that you will obtain different types of the file extensions in your working folders. So this is the variant calling. So in this step, you will obtain the information that these are the different mutations that is present in your sequence as compared to the Wuhan strain. And then there is a major step of the annotation. But before annotation, we will perform reference allele primitive step, and then we will perform a variant calling, so annotation step. So annotation is actually the we are interested that what are the different variants we obtain. Now we are interested that in which region, what is the gene, what is the exact location of that variant in the genome. So that is called annotation. Like we are interested that tell me that if we obtain 32 mutations, so in which gene, in which part of the gene, like in exonic region, intronic regions, whether it is a 5' UTR region, 3' UTR region, whatever the location of that variant, so we are interested. So this step is giving us the whole information in which our mutations are actually located. So that is called the variation annotation step, and this step will be performed with the SNPEFF effect. So this is the software, and then at the end we will manipulate that file with another software feature that is called SNP Sift. So after this last step, we will obtain a table, and in which we will have that there are 10 mutations, there are 100 mutations, there are 32 mutations. So these mutations are present in this gene, in that location, in exonic, in intronic region, whether it is synonymous mutation, non-synonymous mutation, in which codon. So each and every information is will be there over there in that table. So that is actually the overall description of the variant calling pipeline, and these steps are performed on a Linux. So I'm really sorry because this is sometimes very hectic and the boring, like when you don't know about the Linux operating system and how to perform these steps. So that is another word. So I will perform this step where we use the JSON files for quality checks. So then you will have the exact idea that what is meant by this whole pipeline and how we actually perform each and every step by writing our own syntax on the CLI. So QC माइनस माइनस हेल्प, ये देखें तो उसका पूरा मैनुअल खुल गया कि आप मल्टी क्यूसी की कौन कौन सी फीचर यूज़ कर सकते हैं। ये देखें -f यूज़ करेंगे तो ये चीज़ होगी, -s फुल नेम की बजाय। इसमें आपने इसको मज़ीद आप पढ़ सकते हैं, मैंने ये भी आपको यूज़ कराया है -PDF। तो वो कहता है कि -PDF आप यूज़ करेंगे तो उससे क्या होगा, इट विल क्रिएट अ PDF रिपोर्ट विथ सिंपल टेम्पलेट बट इट रिक्वायर्स PanDoc टू बी इंस्टॉल। तो PanDoc आपको पहले इंस्टॉल करना पड़ेगा PDF फाइल जनरेट करने के लिए। तो ये मैंने आपको बात पहले बता दी है। अब हम असल में क्या करने जा रहे हैं, हम सिंपली मल्टी QC सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करते हुए फास्ट पी सॉफ्टवेयर लगाने के बाद जो .json फाइल आई थी उस JSON फाइल को हम एज ए इनपुट फाइल यूज करेंगे और मल्टी QC उसके ऊपर लगाने के बाद हमें एक क्वालिटी चेक्स की फाइल जनरेट हो जाएगी और उस फाइल का नाम भी हम दे देंगे। तो आप इसको ऊपर जाने के लिए क्लियर कर लें, ls-lh देख लेते हैं कि इसमें क्या क्या है। इसके अलावा ये अपर एरो और डाउन एरो, राइट एरो और लेफ्ट एरो ये आप यूज़ कर सकते हैं कि आपने इससे पहले कौन कौन सी कमांड्स रन की हैं। ये देखें ये सारी की सारी कमांड्स जो हैं वो हमने रन की हुई हैं, ये देखें, ठीक है जी। तो अभी हमने मल्टी QC वाली फाइल जो है कमांड यूज़ की थी, हमें दोबारा लिखनी नहीं पड़ेगी, इसलिए मैं उसको ढूंढ रहा हूँ। मल्टी QC, यस, ये वाली क्या है, मल्टी QC सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करो। इनपुट फाइल जो है वो ये है, ये फाइल fast.json, यही है fastp.json। और इससे जो आउटपुट फाइल जनरेट हो वो उसका नाम मैं खुद रख रहा हूं कि वो ग्लासगो मल्टी QC 1 की भी बजाय मैं इसको कहता हूँ मल्टी QC ही बस रख दो, ठीक है जी। और डॉट के इसी फोल्डर के अंदर आप इसका रिजल्ट हमें दें। तो हम इसको क्लिक करेंगे और ये हमारी रिपोर्ट इंशाल्लाह जनरेट हो जाएगी। देखिए जी ये रन होना शुरू हो गई है, ये वाला सॉफ्टवेयर, ये वाली जॉब हमारी रन होना शुरू हो गई है fastp.json के ऊपर, और ये आपके सामने इसकी प्रोग्रेस चल रही है। सो इसमें कई दफ़ा कुछ फीचर अगर बहुत ज़्यादा यूज़ ना हम कर रहे हों तो कई दफ़ा ये कुछ एरर भी दे देता है रेड फॉर्म के अंदर, लेकिन वो इतना प्रॉब्लमेटिक नहीं होता और उसके बावजूद भी हमारी फ़ाइल जो है वो जनरेट हो जाती है। तो ये इसके ऊपर शुरू हो गई है जॉब हमारी। ये थोड़ी सी इन्फॉर्मेशन आ रही होती है, आप इसको पढ़ सकते हैं कि मल्टी QC का वर्जन 1.9 भी अवेलेबल है। दिस इज़ अ मल्टी QC 1.8, ठीक है। यू आर रनिंग मल्टी QC विद पाइथन 2.7। और ये जो मल्टी QC का जो सॉफ्टवेयर है ये पाइथन 2.7 के अंदर इसकी कोडिंग हुई है और ये सारा कुछ, ये लेट्स सी ये क्या जनरेट होता है। यस ये देखें, तो ये जो रेड चीज़ है इससे परेशान ना होइएगा, इसकी डिटेल मुझे भी इतनी नहीं पता है, लेकिन हमारी क्या हुआ है, ये मल्टी QC कंप्लीट हो गया है, ठीक है जी। तो अभी हमारी इस फोल्डर के अंदर मल्टी QC फाइल जनरेट हो गई हैं और आप इसको देख सकते हैं
LH करके कि कौन सी फाइल जनरेट हुई हैं। हमने जो नाम रखा था वो क्या था, वो ये वाला था, glasgow_multiqc। ठीक है जी। इसके अलावा कोई फाइल जनरेट हुई है जो आपको नज़र आ रही हो, यही है। और ये 336, अच्छा इसके साथ कुछ भी मेमोरी नहीं लिखी हुई है, मैं भी नॉट श्योर कि ये क्या है। एनी हो, ये एक फ़ाइल जनरेट हुई है, ये इसका साइज़ है। और अगर आपने अब इसको देखना है तो CD, क्योंकि ये फ़ोल्डर है तो हम इस फोल्डर के अंदर इसको कॉपी करेंगे। कॉपी करने के बाद इसके अंदर देखेंगे कि क्या चीज़ें हैं। हम उस फोल्डर में चले गए हैं, ls-lh, और इस फोल्डर के अंदर हमें दो फाइल्स मिलती हैं, एक है HTML और एक है fastp.json multiqc रिपोर्ट डाटा। ठीक है जी। तो आप ये HTML फाइल जो है आप इसको भी विजुलाइज कर सकते हैं। कैसे कर सकते हैं, यहाँ पर विजुलाइज आप कर लें, मोर फास्ट पी ऑटो कंप्लीट होगी, ये रिपोर्ट है .html। ठीक है जी। आप ये आपके सामने ये फाइल ये देखें जनरेट हो गई है, आप इसको देख सकते हैं। लेकिन ये दिस इज़ नॉट अ गुड वे टू लुक इनटू दिस फाइल। तो हम क्या करेंगे, हम Ctrl+C करके इससे बाहर आएंगे, इसको क्लियर करेंगे, ls-lh करके इस फोल्डर में चले जाएंगे और CD डॉट करके बैक फोल्डर में आ जाएंगे, ls-lh कर लेंगे। और ये जो HTML की फ़ाइल है जो कि ग्लासगो मल्टीक्यूसी फाइल के फोल्डर के अंदर पड़ी हुई है, हम इसको यहाँ से देख लेंगे। ठीक है जी। तो ये आप अल्टीमेटली इस फोल्डर में है, इस फोल्डर के अंदर आपके पास अभी ये फोल्डर जनरेट हुआ है glasgow_multiqc। इसके अंदर ये दो फाइल्स हैं जो कि हम इधर भी देख सकते हैं। ये देखिए, ये मैंने इसका ये वाला व्यू खोला हुआ है और यहाँ पर हम इसको ऐसे भी देख सकते हैं। हम इसको मिनिमाइज कर लेते हैं। ठीक है जी। और यही फाइल हम टर्मिनल पे भी खोल लेते हैं। CD जो पहले हमने खोली थी, ग्लासगो ऑटो कंप्लीट, एंटर, ls-lh, ये दोनों फाइल्स, यही फाइल्स हमने एक्सक्यूज यही फाइल हमने टर्मिनल पे भी एक्सेस कर ली और इधर भी एक्सेस कर ली। तो ये HTML की फाइल है, इसको हमने इधर से देखा है तो ये हमें अच्छे तरीके से नज़र नहीं आ रही है, क्योंकि तो हमने अब हम इस HTML फाइल को हम इधर देखते हैं। तो ये HTML फाइल है, इसको हमने ओपन किया और आपके सामने ये सारी की सारी जो MultiQC का जो सॉफ्टवेयर इसके ऊपर अप्लाई हुआ है, ये उसका रिज़ल्ट आ गया है। इसकी इंटरप्रिटेशन के अंदर आप इसको देख सकते हैं, ये हम आपको पहले भी एक्सप्लेन कर चुके हैं, उधर गैलेक्सी के अंदर भी और इधर भी आप ये देख सकते हैं कि आपकी ये MultiQC की फ़ाइल जनरेट हो गई है। और आपका ये जो स्टेप है उसमें ये आपको बताया जा रहा है कि कंबाइंड फाइल यूज़ हुई है FastQ1 और 2 की। उसके अंदर जो डुप्लीकेशन है वो इतनी है, GC कंटेंट इतने हैं, और जो प्रेजेंट रीड पासिंग फ़िल्टर्स जो हैं, पासिंग फ़िल्टर्स वो 100% जो आपकी रीड्स हैं उन्होंने पास किए हैं। और इसकी डिटेल हम गैलेक्सी की पाइपलाइन में भी कर चुके हैं, लिहाजा आप इसको देख लीजिएगा। और ये HTML की फ़ाइल जो है ये आपकी जनरेट हो चुकी है। और इस तरीके से हम अपना जो रीड परसेंटेज, डुप्लीकेशन लेवल, इसी तरीके से ये फास्ट पी सीक्वेंस क्वालिटी जो है वो ये है, GC कंटेंट्स ये हैं। ठीक है जी। तो ये आपका जो स्टेप नंबर 3 जो है, जिसके अंदर हमने ये क्वालिटी चेक्स किए हैं, ये कंप्लीट हो जाता है। और अब हम इंशाल्लाह इसके बाद स्टेप नंबर 4 करेंगे, इफ़ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, जिसमें हम मैपिंग करेंगे BWA MEM से, और हमारा रेफरेंस जीनोम जो होगा वो ह्यूमन होगा। तो इंशाल्लाह मिलते हैं अगले स्टेप में मैपिंग के स्टेप के साथ। जी, अस्सलाम वालेकुम।